There is a friendly football match coming up on the 22nd of March 2024 between yours truly, Ghana and Nigeria, in the north of Africa, in Marrakesh, Morocco. This is supposed to be a friendly match, but no. This thing has turned into a real football finale. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana will always take any sport event against Nigeria seriously. Any sport, even if it's played in the backyard of any country in any part of the world. And Nigeria has shown time and again how ready they are to send Ghana a message whenever they get the chance, especially in this coming game. And there's a video I'd like to show you to that effect. I've done my research and I want to give you the true story behind this Ghana and Nigeria rivalry. You need to hear this. Come with me. The history of Ghana and Nigeria goes back to more than half a century ago. This is before Ghana's independence. In 1954 was the first time Ghana had a scuffle, a real scuffle with Nigerian residents in the Gold Coast, which ended in the deportation of many Nigerians. A similar thing, surprisingly, repeated itself in around 1969, just after Ghana's independence. At the time, Ghana's population was just about 6 million people, and Nigeria was over 36 million people. So what caused these two situations? Well, for starters, economic reasons were the main causes of that deportation of Nigerians from Ghana. Does it sound like xenophobic? To some extent, most probably. The Ghanaians at the time felt the Nigerians were taking the job opportunities from them within the Gold Coast. But ever since those two incidents occurred, Nigerians became aware of Ghana's unhidden, and I'll repeat that, unhidden rivalry against them or towards them, whichever way you put it. And so, when oil production, construction works, and education started to boom in Nigeria in the 1970s, a huge number of Ghanaians moved over there, which made the Shehu Shagari government expel all illegal foreign nationals from Nigeria, including a large number of Ghanaians. Some reports put the number to over 1 million people, and that was when the Ghana Must Go bag was introduced, because that is the bags Ghanaians came back with. This was during the era in Ghana where coups were so rampant and had stifled our economy. Was that incident from the Nigerian government also of a xenophobic reaction? Most certainly. But this was a payback, ladies and gentlemen. Both countries by this time had come to know each other in the region as friends, but with a little bit of undefined brotherly resentment, something like that. So if you look through history, you will see Ghana took all our football matches against Nigeria seriously to send some form of message, the kind of message that a brother tells the other brother that, hey, you may be bigger in size, but I will never let you dominate me in anything. Now, for anyone who will be objective about Nigerians, one thing is clear, and that is they want you to know they are bigger and will dominate your space even if you don't let them. A character that I feel strongly needed in the entire continent of Africa. And so the rivalry continued to pick up steam. And if you thought that was the only thing happening in football, you got it all wrong. It happened in our independence dates. It also happened in the movie industry and in the music industry and even in our foods. But just as Japan was to China in terms of economic size from 1990 to 2010, Ghana could have been same compared to Nigeria. For a moment, Japan was the talk of Asia. Japan dominated in development and economy, and it was the second largest economy in the whole of the world for 2 decades, until in 2010 when China overtook them. However, the irony of small countries being compared to a large country is similar to when a big engine car races a small engine car. If the small engine car moves faster than the big engine car, it's usually not because the big engine car is slow, but could be because the big engine car has a problem or the driver isn't that good. This is because normally, the moment the big engine car solves or fixes its problem, the small engine car usually don't stand a chance. And that is a fact. It happened between America and Britain. It happened between China and Japan. And in the case of Ghana and Nigeria, similar result may be more likely to occur. Nigeria is the bigger engine and Ghana has the small engine in this scenario. And it's clear the kind of challenges faced by the government of Nigeria is quite substantially different from the kinds of challenges faced by the government of Ghana in terms of population control, in terms of security, poverty alleviation, development, and energy generation. Therefore, with a bigger economy comes with bigger everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana and Nigeria won't agree for the other to feel it has surpassed the other. It will never happen. Both countries will rather have a stranger or a strange country to have that upper hand. For instance, when Ghana loses to Nigeria in any event, it feels differently from when Ghana loses to, say, a country like the Comoros or Togo or any other country for that matter. And the same thing is the feeling when Nigeria loses to Ghana. The Nigerians hate it, and you could see in their stadium outbursts when Ghana drew against them in Nigeria in the World Cup qualifiers. Nigeria wants Ghana to acknowledge that Ghana is a small little brother, and Ghana responds to them by saying, never. Nigeria enjoys using the term small or ordinary Ghana, which Ghanaians totally detest. Totally detest. This makes Ghana naturally want to prove their superior relevance in any field Nigeria is involved in, and on the rivalry is intensified. However, the difference is this. When you live in a big country or in a big house and you move into a small country or a small house, it feels small no matter the quality of the house. It just feels you can roam through the entire place in one day. I had a similar feeling when I first traveled to Mbabane, the capital city of Swaziland. The entire capital is a little over 81 kilometers squared, compared to more than the 3,000 kilometer square size of Accra. It felt to me that I was like trapped for the first time until I had to visit the place a few number of times to get used to it. So I personally don't make a big issue out of that description. But when you describe a place or a house in a demeaning manner, it moves the feelings from an objective observation to a discrediting state, which Ghanaians or nobody for that matter will be happy with. So this is the nature of the Nigeria-Ghana rivalry, and it's a real thing. We live with it. It comes up every now and then on the streets in Accra, and yet we somehow, some way acknowledge one another as a brother or a sister. We are the two most populous English-speaking countries in West Africa. We don't share borders, but we have a lot of each other's nationals living in the other country. The Igbo king in Ghana recently disclosed in an interview that there were more than 2 million Nigerians living in Ghana, but the official number actually states is around 78,000 people. Similarly, there are over 500,000 Ghanaians estimated to be living in Nigeria. Other websites put the population of Ghana, Nigeria, dual nationals at over 650,000 people. So clearly, we interrelate without much difficulty. And outside of Cameroon, which has the largest population of Nigerian immigrants, Ghana is the next in the world, the whole world. Is this rivalry a good thing? Is this something that should be encouraged? Well, personally, I love it. I think it should be strengthened and controlled. I also think it should be expanded and made even more competitive. This is my idea. I think we should have games and academic competitions between the two countries on a yearly basis. Just between the two countries. Just between the two countries. This thing can be turned into a revenue-generating, job creation, and recreational enterprise. Our premier leagues and schools and entertainers, other disciplines can be structured to compete and start a new phenomenon between these two countries. I don't know about you, but that's what I feel about it. It will be of mutual benefit, trust me. This new fraternity will open up a lot of collaboration between the two countries. But on the other hand, if this thing is not purposely controlled, it has the tendency of spiraling into a state of animosity, a state of real conflict. What happened in the years past should be a lesson not to be repeated. There shouldn't be a Ghana must go or Nigeria must leave again. Xenophobia isn't the right path to solve any difference. The world is moving towards a single unit, and people are continually going to move around the world, and nothing will change this trend. And so it's better to structure the movement than to limit it. A Nigerian isn't a Ghanaian, and a Ghanaian can never be mistaken for a Nigerian. Our differences are clear and unique in our own rights, but we are all Africans, and our skin type is enough to unite us. The Ghanaian is usually laid back, unassuming, and quite cocky, whereas the Nigerian is a daring, loud, and quite, go for it, go get it kind of person. You know it when you see it. And I hope that everybody can appreciate this rivalry respectfully. Thank you for taking time to watch today's episode. Kindly remember to subscribe if you haven't, and like and share and leave a comment if you have to. Until I come your way again, God bless you, and it's bye-bye for now.
Why are we going to Accra, Ghana for Nigeria versus Ghana? Match they happen for Morocco. Everybody they go Morocco go watch match. But we they go Accra, Ghana. Friendly between Nigeria
which kind friendly be that one? There can't be a friendly and a friendly environment.
They say na friendly.
We don't go
according to them.
We don't go because go settle the Amapiano and Afrobeat wahala. Now we dey go. We want settle everything
as it be like this. Now revenge we dey come for.